Ladies and gents, welcome to Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast, your number one source for battle rap news, information, and stats on the web. Log on to letstalkbattlerap.com for all our latest articles and news. Also, don't forget to follow us at LTBR Podcast on all socials. Hope you guys had a great holiday weekend. I'm your host, Vlad, with my main man, France. Man, France, I'm so glad that we get to do this podcast. I don't take it for granted at all. I always look forward to the Mondays, and I hope everyone listening all over the world enjoys the content that we bring because we do it for y'all. France, how are you, player?
Happy holidays, my friend. I'm doing very well. How was your weekend with the family?
Oh man, the weekend was amazing, player. Spent the weekend making food, going ham, spaghetti and meatballs, turkey breast, fried chicken, sweet
Mm.
potato pie, and all that. But dog, man, them joints turned my stomach into Pangea. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was moving, kid. But it was like a bunch of
OCN?
bunch of false alarms, man. It was nasty work, dog. But this morning I woke up, drank half a gallon of water, lyrical hot
Half a gallon
water.
of water.
I got me some activated charcoal pills. I took two of them joints, man. Took some probiotics. I was doing a little bit of cardio, like stretching, getting it moving, and then finally, man, open the gates. Open the gates. I stopped farting. You know, finally, finally got to handle my business, man. So I feel great. I feel like a new man, big dog. I feel like a new man. How are you?
Oh man,
How's your weekend?
my weekend was good, man. I learned adulthood is not saying Happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas to people, and just keeping it corporate and saying Happy Holidays and keep it pushing.
Happy holidays, France. Happy holidays. How are you? Happy holidays.
Yes,
It
that
was
that
great.
that unless you're Catholic, I'm just gonna say Happy Holidays.
Hey, Merry Christmas over there, all the Catholics and all that. Yo, I got to link up with Tim in the metaverse. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We got to play the Oculus 2. We played Racquetball NX. Dog, we played for 2 hours. I laughed for 2 hours straight, man. And
Yeah.
it had me thinking, dog, I don't know, man. LTBR might have to become LTVR. You know what I'm saying? We might have to take this show on the
Let's talk
road,
virtual
man.
reality.
Let's talk virtual reality. It was off the hook, man. So we're gonna get a bunch of other multiplayer games to play together and stuff. I don't know, man. It might be a market for this. You know what I'm saying? So it was mad fun. Yo, you'll appreciate this. There's a so in the racquetball joint, you could hit all these things to get like multi balls and stuff like that. And then, so they had this one power up. It's a mushroom, right? So I've
Ah,
always played
you got me
pretty
on
much.
mushroom.
I've always played pretty much solo, right? So
Yeah.
every time I hit the mushroom, it's like I'm like, oh man, everything just got smaller, right? But it's just me, so I didn't know what's really happening. Dog, we hit the power up. All of a sudden, I hear Tim going, "Yo, you're mad big," right? And then I'm like, "Yo, you're mad small." Yo, we were tripping. It felt like it was real. Like Tim, like, I don't know what's going on around here. What's happening? And I'm like, I don't know, Tim, but you're so tiny. And then it happened in reverse where I was the tiny person, and I was like, this virtual reality stuff is crazy,
Yeah, I'm
man.
calling
Like,
my plug after this podcast.
yeah, you gotta get one, dog. Like, it was wild, man. So
Yeah.
shout out to Oculus, man, and the Quest 2. Like, it's allowing folks to be in same rooms and like interact with each other like it's really like real life. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, there is a place in battle rap for this. And we always doing things first and all that, man. So stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say, man.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. You
Add
feel
add
me?
LTVR into the bucket list of experiments next year. And I'm
Hell
about
yeah.
to call my connect for A for that magic.
Hey man, do what you do, player. Do what you do, man.
You got me excited.
Hey, yeah. But I'm sure everyone is like, man, we don't care about y'all, all y'all families. Let's get to the raps.
We don't care about you. All right, France, we know you love the shrooms. Get to the battles.
Get to the raps, man.
I
It was
love
a
it, man.
lot of battle
As a
rap that
member
dropped this
in the
weekend,
media
man.
of this game, there is no such thing as an off season in battle rap, man. 2 weeks
Mm-mm.
away from battles where there's nothing happening is a blessing, but you don't get that.
Mm.
So even during our nice Christmas break, we got a jam packed load of things to take care of. Obviously, it's a whole Civil War card dropped yesterday. At 7 battles. Salute to Bags and Bodies. They dropped the Snake Eyez and Bad News battle on
Yes.
their Ruin Your Day YouTube. Really good battle. Go check that out. Queen of the Ring dropped the battle. Am I missing
Mm-hmm.
anybody? Battle Academy dropped Eazy and Big T. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
We got a big Woj bomb. A lot of things happening over the week. We're going to cover all of it for you guys. But for now, we're going to start with where you guys want to start with. I
Where
finally
it
got to watch the
begins.
Tay Roc and Kyd Slade battle. It happened.
It did happen and it dropped. Oh man. All right. You were in the building.
Yeah.
So, you had your in the building perspective. And now that it's dropped on camera, I'd like to know your on camera perspective. Has anything changed for you? Do you feel the same way? Talk to me, player.
The only thing that's kind of changed for me is that in the building, that third round, Tay Roc had a moment where he was kind of exasperated and he
Hmm.
had the adrenaline rush and he stopped rapping for about maybe 30, 40 seconds or so. And so
Yeah.
in real time, it looked like it was equivalent to like Slade's choke, where they both just lost place for a moment because of the adrenaline rush they were going through with the tension. So
Yeah.
it was very thick tension in that room. You know what I'm saying? Tension
Yeah.
thicker than guard dogs, right, Lux?
Hmm.
So other than that, on camera, that third round's close. Like, if anybody says, "Hey, I got Rock, that's his best round," I can hear that. You have Slade because of Rock messing up a little bit in the third. I hear that too. But if I'm gonna be honest, Vlad, there's a way to talk about this battle as far as the battle, and there's
Yeah.
also a perspective to have where you have to draw a line to stand outside of it. And as
Mm.
far as the battle in the lines, right, or on the stage in those 6 rounds, the
Yeah.
battle's not good, man.
Yeah. All right. So this was my first time watching the battles. First of all, I didn't watch any of the battles during the day because I'm like, you know what? I'm just spending with family. I didn't need to hear people talking about Ruger dumping. I'm a, beat your moms and kidnap your grandma, shitting your sweet potato. I didn't want I didn't want to hear none of that during the whole day. So I waited, until everybody was done. Night was over. I got to watch all my basketball. Then I said, all right, now I'm gonna get into these raps. And okay, in between the lines for the battle, I gotta say, this was a very cringe-worthy battle. Like, I never got to sit down and just like enjoy the battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all like all the stuff that we knew, all the stuff that leaked, all the footage that was like out already, from people just recording and stuff.
Right.
You kind of got a sense of what was already happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I also do remember a lot of people going, yo, Slade 3-0, this is he won. This was like clear. And I'm like, first of all, I never trust anyone in the building anyway, because I got to make my own decision. But
As you should.
this wasn't that. You feel me? Now, with Slade knowing that Rock knew everything that he knew already, I was expecting Slade times two from the Stumbles battle. Because in the Stumbles battle, that boy was floating. Like, he was going Harambe. You feel me? Like, he couldn't miss at all. He's on fire.
He's on
Yeah.
fire.
So I'm like, okay, this is what I'm expecting. Now, Rock round one, this is the Adi Boom rule. All right. Let me just put this disclaimer out once so I don't have to say it again. If you get outed for cooperating in real life in a battle, the Adi Boom rule states you lost the battle. All right. Now, let's go to the people who only care about the raps and none of that other stuff. Right. If we're going just by the raps, I mean, you deliver an angle like that, the opponent is going to have to go above and beyond to really win that round. And France, I gotta say, I didn't feel like Slade bought enough material to really ether this guy. Like, I felt like there's better angles he could have taken. I felt like his wordplay and delivery could have been better. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, there's a lot going on at that point in time, shoving matches for 15 minutes. So this isn't your regular battle. So I get it. Things may not come off the same way. But even with just the words, I'm like, at no point in time that I felt like, yo, this material is amazing. You feel me? Like it, and not to say that Rock's material bar wise was amazing in that round, but hey, he had a job to do. He did his job. You feel me? It was up to Slade to really up the ante and say things that were so dope that it made you forget about that angle. And that didn't happen for me per se. You know what I'm saying? Second round, we go into it. Rock's second round was very short. You know what I mean? It was just straight like regular gun bars, like nothing that was like, oh, I'm gonna blow the roof off this mother, nothing like that. So whatever. Slade could get that second round, you know what I'm saying? Like Rock's round was short, Slade was cool. And then we get to the third. Rock's multis was fire, man. I ain't gonna front. His multis was fire. And like you said, he had that 40-second. They also edited that because there was one point where I saw like a blip and I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
it was
wait,
definitely
what's
long
going
enough
on
with the
here?
blip
I
in
didn't see
between.
that in Slade's first round. There was no blip. You know what I mean? It was just him standing there getting it back together. So what's going on here? You know what I mean? Like, what's happening? So I thought Rock's flow, the multis was just on point. It was just rolling, obviously until the point where he was hyperventilating and all that stuff. And I didn't think Slade's third round material, like, really, it didn't overpower it. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going just by the raps, it's a close enough battle, but I kind of got Rock winning this battle. You know what I'm saying? Like off just the raps alone and then the Adi Boom rule too. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rock came away from the
But
battle. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
no, you can very easily have Rock winning the battle. The app feels differently. The app obviously has Slade winning, and Slade continues his streak.
Yo,
And
I
now,
mean, clearly too.
yeah, no, they have him very in a dominant fashion winning this battle. I think the percentage is 64 to 30, 64 to 36%. In favor of
I'm
Slade. Slade
I'm
continues
kind of
his undefeated
surprised,
streak on the
dog.
app. Now he's 10-0.
Son,
I'll be
I'm
honest, Vlad. Again,
surprised, yo. I'm
again,
very
I just feel
surprised.
like it's my least favorite Tay Roc this year.
Yeah,
If Tay Roc's mission was to Adi boom him and end his career, I don't know if that
that didn't
mission was
happen. I
complete
don't think that
because,
happened.
huh?
I don't think that happened.
Yeah, I don't think that mission was complete because now let's kind of talk about the timeline of everything happening from that moment to now, right?
Oh, wait. Before that, too, like
Yeah,
all the extracurricular stuff that was going on in the battle, like Rock with the shoving and the pushing and the this and the
a lot
that.
of
And I got
bravado.
a lot, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of it was unnecessary to me, also. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you don't really have a personal issue with this guy per se,
Yeah,
but I felt like carrying all that energy into it, he might have got a little spirited and maybe a little carried away with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, come on, man. There's a classy way to go about this, and you don't have to be the provoker. Let your word speak for itself. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot that could have happened based off of that, and I wasn't feeling it personally. You feel me? And shout out to Slade because it could have went super left, and he would have had all rights to take it super left if he wanted to. You feel me? But he respected the stage. He respected Smack, and even Smack at times was telling The Rock, "Yo, don't get emotional, man. Like, don't get all emotional and stuff like that." And it was a little tacky, for my personal taste, but it is what it is. That's what happened. I just wanted to touch on that. And yeah, like that also I feel like helped people say I got Slade winning also. I do feel like that added on to people more so going on Slade's side also. I definitely had to mention that because that didn't help Rock per se.
yeah. So the timeline of everything that occurred, right? Obviously, this happened a couple weeks ago. That Sunday night, the internet
Yeah.
sees it. They don't see the battle, but they just see clips of everything happening. Rock goes instantly on 15 Minutes of Fame and does an interview. He has a long interview with Hip Hop Israel, but you know how they give it up. They with you for 10 minutes. They break it up into 2 minute, 5 segments,
Right.
5 2 minute segments.
Yeah, we
And,
gotta call the guy. Are we gonna call him now? We calling him?
so
Let's get him on
it,
the phone.
it, it just crescendos into content of Rock consistently talking about the situation. Now, if you're able to put aside, like, okay, he talked about it that day with 50 Minutes of Fame, Hip Hop is Real, makes sense.
Yeah.
But after that, like, then he goes on caffeine,
Yeah.
has Jerk on the
Yeah.
caffeine,
Hey, yeah.
and it's just like it's almost overkill at this point. And you're almost beating the narrative. You're almost beating your own narrative to the point where now, like, people want to see if Slade can kind of punch out of what just has been occurred. Slade
Right.
does an interview with Uncle Ra, which I kind of feel like it wasn't all the way effective neither. There were certain things that weren't challenged, or certain things that weren't said, and a lot of people had different takes on it that I kind of like agreed and disagreed with. And ultimately, I think this is the ultimate like take of it all. It's like it's not a good battle, so like it's a net negative on both of them on the stage. Obviously, Slade's image is, I don't want to say tainted, but at this point there's
no. You can say it.
Okay.
You can say it.
All
It
right, cool.
is.
It's
It is.
tainted.
There's a stain. There is definitely a stain.
All right, so cool. It's tainted, and now more important, I was gonna say there's a vulnerable angle available for Slade. Right?
Yes.
He's very marketable. He's very likable. He's been an investment for URL, and there is a ton of people still backing and supporting him. Not
And
just
the
the fan
women
base,
love him, dog.
not just the ladies, but more importantly, a lot of the rappers. You know, like Twork has publicly said he will not stop fucking with Slade as a person. Swamp apologized. It seemed Foots on the top. Like there's like poetically enough, Vlad, the main event of Civil War created a civil war within the culture. All right,
boy, you ain't lying, man. That's a bar.
You know, and there's a lot of civilians in battle rap. You know, I love when like Goods and Mook is like, oh, there's a bunch of nerds, and it's like, guys, the nerds and civilians, air quote, they keep the lights on in the culture, because the guys that you guys keep talking about, the street dudes that are not on the internet, they're not helping the traffic of battle rap, right?
And that's a lie, because everyone has an iPhone or Android now. We're all on the internet. Like, stop this. Thugs ain't on the internet. Gangsters ain't on the internet. Come on, man. How you think Jerry West makes his living? Off the internet. You feel me? So it's
Jerry West got me on Friday night, man.
I heard, man. Charges upon charges upon charges.
So when you listen to Kyd Slade's interview, you actually take the time to read the paperwork. Whack 100 broke it down. Piper Boy broke it down. I'm not gonna get into all the details of everybody else breaking it down, but for me, Vlad, as a person that's not from the streets, obviously has family members or friends that are tied to it, but I'm a civilian. I can say two things are true in the sense of it's clear that Slade was trying to do the right thing in that moment, because he lied about those people when he was asked about it in court. I don't know them. Then they pulled the video. How you don't know these guys? They're in the video with you. And then he's, oh, they're my friends. And who knows? They probably weren't really his friends. They were people trying to attack him and his brother. But at the same time, that information at that moment is classified as too much, and there's no tiers of snitching. There's no levels of it. 1% of snitching is too much.
One drop of black blood means you black. You feel me? You know, it wasn't so much necessarily like, oh, okay, I do know these guys. It was the pointing out the bottle getting hit on this guy's mouth and the blood and this other guy fighting, because listen, man, a bottle to the face, depending on how severe the injury is, aggravated assault, it could reach felony levels. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're putting someone in a position to catch a F, you know? And yes, he tried to do the right thing. I feel like he genuinely did, you know what I mean? And but I don't know if it was naivety or if it was like, hey, they don't want these guys for that. So if I talk about a simple fight, I don't think it's a big deal. But you know, he slipped up there, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
To his credit, like he says, right, that the big RICO charge that everybody got 10 years, 60 years, 30 years for, his name's not on that paperwork. So when Roc brought that info to the stage,
yes,
it was like, that's incorrect. But everything from the first round about pointing people out from the fight, that's correct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? He could have just left it there. It would have been cool. He could have just left it there, and it could have been cool, man.
Yeah.
But you know, when Roc continues to speak, like they said, you know, even with Roc, like when they're like, hey, man, what you say can and will be used against you, it has. You're saying this guy got 60 years, 37 years, 10 years, and then that's not true. So the people that are rocking with Slade are like, well, Roc's lying. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't getting nobody locked up. I'm still riding with Slade because I like him and I like his raps and I want to see him succeed. You feel me? And you know, you're pushing things and you're bringing other people into your life and you're bringing other vibes and energies. I know this is going to be a slight tangent, but I'm like, yo, man, you start bringing that into your life, you start having to now embody it, and now you have to start carrying it, and now you have to act all of this stuff out. And it's just like, you could have said what you said the first round, all the stuff that was accurate, and then left it at that, and it would have been cool. But now it's like, you got to carry around this bravado, and now, you know, you got 50 goons with you, you know, everywhere you go, and, you know, now you're pointing this out and pointing that out. And, you know, when you want to be the barometer for what's gangsters. Gangsters gonna want to see what's up, you know. And it's kind of like when, you know, a couple of years ago when he went into that tailspin, when he started with the SMDs and how did I leave with this? This ain't supposed to be on my neck. And that energy was brought in, and then the stuff wasn't on your neck after a while. You feel me? And then you got to fight through that. And then you're like, I'm going through 2 years of depression. And dog, I'm like, you going through all that. You don't need to be carrying all this weight on your back until 2023. You feel me? So I felt like, you could have just kept the raps. You could have kicked that part, kept what was true. But now you're bringing in things that aren't true into the picture. And it's like, did you really execute your plan? You know what I'm saying? Things kind of backfire.
I just kind of feel like nobody won, because if the goal was to end his career, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that's I don't think it's
Slade's
gonna
now
happen.
tainted. The performance wasn't good from either end. It's really a net negative. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, I just got my hands in the air, like, well, that's just what it is. But now for Slade, I'll say this again, because he does have at least a solid 50-50 backing between, you know, the audience of people that support him, the ladies, and a bunch of rappers that side with him. By the way, a lot of the street guys that in battle rap that have done time are the ones kind of siding with him. There's a couple that don't.
Some are not.
Some are not. Some are not.
Let's not act like everybody is.
No, I
Some are
didn't say
definitely.
everybody. I didn't say everybody. I said some. I said some.
You know, always got to point out the other side. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Some people
some.
choose to listen selectively. I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm,
I'm choosing my words carefully here.
All right.
Some of the people that are riding with him, obviously, like, you know, Twork is spoken, Swamp, Holmesy, a couple others, right? It's enough for URL to be like, you're polarizing. People want to see you. People will definitely pay attention to your next battle. What's up? You know what I'm saying? So now his next opponent has to be extremely strategic as far as who he picks, and whoever he battles, he also has to wear that as an angle. But there's a lot of guys that have banded together, Eazy, Head Eyes, Geechee, Verb, and others, to say, I'm not battling him. You know, T-Top kind of said he would, but then he said he wouldn't. So we'll see. We'll see who does. We'll see who sticks to that code that don't want to battle him. We'll see if he gets through his next performance, because best believe you still got a lot to punch out. Like, the storm ain't clear.
It definitely ain't. And I gotta say, Slade, you're gonna need to, if you're booked on URL again, because it's still a big if. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to prepare much better than you prepared for the Rock battle. Because if you knew that this was gonna happen, your bars should have been better. Everything, you know, I get it. The performance could be thrown off because of what happened. But if we just going with the bars, it just was not enough.
Yeah, you had the perfect opportunity to counter everything, knowing that it was coming, and you didn't.
Yeah.
So that's why I can't leave Slade off the hook, where it's like, well, you didn't, like, Rock's not an angler, so I'm not expecting him to deliver this high level angle, right? But you know it's coming, and you didn't do anything to counter it. You didn't even prepare a bar for it, and you had a rebuttal that didn't even rhyme for it. Like, you failed at also assessing the situation in real time as well.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So if he's booked on URL again, excuse me, obviously this is called Let's Talk Battle Rap. We'll cover the battle because, hey, this is what we're here to talk about. We're not like street enforcers. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Smacking Them is booking it, we gonna look at it and we're gonna tell you what we think based off of the raps. You feel me? What he did in the streets is what he did in the street. And not, you know, I gotta say, before we jump off the subject, you know, he was in some other joints where it was like, could have been serious. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Operation Grinch, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. He didn't roll on that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I genuinely feel like he tried to do the right thing, but it just, I don't know, maybe he just didn't have the right knowledge at that time. And it's just, it didn't work out properly. But salute to him for not folding on the other joints. But
did what he said when he testified get anybody time? No. But did he give up too much information that will be classified as breaking the code? Yes. Both things can be true. And at that point, it's literally on you. Like, if you're a street guy and you do not, if you live by the street code and you do not want to rock with Slade, you're perfectly aligned to not do so. If you're a civilian and you only care about the brand, the raps, and the character and entertainment, and still want to keep rocking with them, you're probably gonna do so.
That's on you, man.
and that's where battle rap has become this split image where it's like, this ain't the streets. And I try to tell people all the time, like, what's so street about going to Irving Plaza? Like, what exactly is so street about going to Gramercy Hall? Like, this stopped being street a decade ago.
Yeah. You know, I guess it's all in the origins of it. You know what I'm saying? So people want to still believe that there's this mystique to it. And, a lot of guys do have a street background, been through things, been through jail, blah, blah, blah. I get it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? But once you start signing contracts and this, that is not the streets anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, when brothers are doing deals in the streets, ain't no paperwork to say, hey, I need X amount of points off this pack whenever you move it. Like, it's just a handshake and things get handled how to get handled. But once you bring in contracts and all this and that, hey man, there are street elements to it, but it's no longer the streets per se. You feel me? So with that being said, Kyd Slade, you know, prepare well for your next battles because obviously you still want to be around. Clearly, from your tweets and everything, you're moving like nothing has changed. Good for you. There are
He's moving
tons of
like it's a
supporters.
victory, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
It don't
like
feel
it's
like it don't
not as
fully feel like a victory to me. It don't feel like like I said, I don't feel like
no, no, no,
nobody
no, no,
won
no.
this
You know what
situation.
though? He's not out of the culture. So there is a victory in that.
And he
You
won
know
on
what
the
I'm
app.
saying?
And he won
He
the app.
could
So
he won on the app, you know what I'm saying? And there's tons of people saying we don't care. There's a victory in that for him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't get
yeah,
said where Adi is at. So
yeah.
you know what I mean? So there's a victory in that. But as far as like the battle and all that stuff, yeah, both a net negative, man. Like I both leave like that was doo-doo. But prepare properly for your next situation and you better be floating. Like you better the way you were battling stumbles, you better that's your new bar. That's the new that's it. If you ain't meeting that, don't even put your pen to the paper. You feel me? Like don't even show up to the battle because if you're lackluster and all that, you got an uphill climb from here on out. You feel you got to be amazing. So prepare properly, man.
To close it off, you can see in the Adi Boom battle and in the Kyd Slade Rock battle that it's like in real time, people just want to be entertained. That's why when
Yeah.
you watch Adi Boom and Big K, people are reacting to Adi Boom and loving his
Right.
material in
Yeah.
real time. And with Kyd Slade, he had the rebuttal sentence and everybody clapped. And people were giving love to his first round. Like people just want to be entertained.
Yeah.
So can he still get away with entertaining people? Yeah, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
will say this too. This is where it gets a little weird because I know everybody wants to not include him in certain things. They don't want to say like he had a great performance this year. He had one of the best rounds. He's a
Yeah.
top 20 battler. And I want to be the one to say this as a platform that's only cared about what's happened on the stage, right? We care about the raps, the performances. Up
Hmm.
until the Tay Roc battle, he was easily having a top 20 year. So I don't see any reason why he shouldn't still be on that list. And Champion is the same way. Champion is a platform that cares about the performances, none of the stuff outside of it. If you can honestly say to yourself prior to the Tay Roc battle, he wasn't having a top 20 year, I think that's being a little disingenuous and
Right.
revisionist to the situation. So I think he should
Yeah.
still, at the end of the day, be credited those things.
Yeah, I agree, man. This ain't the Don Diva Awards. This ain't the Felon Magazine Awards. So this is battle rap. You feel me? Basing it based off the raps. Now, if your platform is a platform that's based off all that street stuff, like if you a 1090 Jake kind of guy and that's how you run your platform, obviously he's not going to be on your list. But if you're going strictly based off the work that was put in, hey man, I wouldn't be mad if he was on somebody's top 20 list based off the raps and all that stuff. So it is what it is, man. It's up to the individuals now. And, we've been on this topic for a hot second.
Yeah.
And, it's definitely time to move on, time to sage the
Uh,
room.
you
You
know,
know what I'm
I,
saying?
I do want to move on, but I want to ask you one last question you can answer in 1
Yes.
minute. What does this do for Rock's Champion of the Year case?
I mean,
Is it pro or negative?
I think it's a neutral thing. You know what I'm saying? Like based upon everything that happened, it's like one of these things that you just kind of like, well, that happened. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a tough thing to judge. Like, I don't think it helps him or hurt him in a way as far as like the champion of the year running, but yeah, I don't think it really hurts him. Like, if you were rooting for Rock already to be champion of the year, I don't think you go, nah, this doesn't make him. If you didn't feel like he was going to be champion of the year, then that you have a case now.
To
You feel
further
me?
enhance. To further
Yeah,
enhance.
so I feel like it's just kind of neutralizes. So whoever was on his side still going to be, whoever wasn't is not going to be. So I feel like it was like if he was amazing, then he could have swayed those folks who were on the fence about him, but he wasn't. So if you If you're a rockaholic, then you're gonna roll with it. If you're not, then it's like, he ain't do what he was supposed to do. I got Slade winning, blah blah blah. So if it comes down to people deciding between Rock and whoever else, and this is the deciding factor, then it gives them an out. You feel me? But if you're already a Rock fan and you had him being champion of the year, I don't think it's gonna hurt his chances with those people.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait and see. And now Rock has another battle in 3 days, which we'll talk about later on this podcast.
Yeah,
Oh man,
man.
gets to
Let
do it
me spray
all over
that
again.
lemon spritz, man. Oh man, it got a little crazy. All right.
Yeah, you gotta save the room after that.
Yeah.
We're not even gonna talk about that next. We'll come back to that battle later on.
Yeah. Let's go back. Let's get to some
net
battles that were
positive.
purely raps and net positives.
Let's get to some net positive. That was heavy work there. Yo, the battle of the weekend for me, Vlad, out of all the drops, URL, Bags and Bodies, Battle Academy, Queen of the Ring, easily New Jersey Twork versus Real SIkh. And I got a double back because in real time, I felt like SIkh was amazing. I just thought he lost the battle clearly, and and I kind of lost sight of the fact of how good he really was, despite the verdict. Because at the end of the day, I just feel like Real SIkh is always good. Like fundamentally, he's always really good on the stage. I've said this, and I feel like that. I just feel like he doesn't get appreciated for how good he is on the stage because he is in front of such a high level competitor that he doesn't necessarily overpower or win by the consensus online against, but that loses sight of how good he is. And for that moment in time, I lost sight of how good he was. And I want to spin the block to say SIkh was fucking amazing against New Jersey Twork. If anything, his first round against Twork, probably the best so far of his career.
France, when I saw the battle, I was thinking to myself, you lied to me. You lied to me, because SIkh was fire. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, in the moment, maybe you got a little lost. I don't know if you were saucy in the building or not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on down there in Florida.
Yeah.
But fire battle. I felt like, that K-Shine joint definitely that bruised his ribs. You know what I'm saying? He left with some black eyes. Soreness everywhere. Like he definitely had to lay down and recuperate, and definitely ain't getting no buns that night, because ain't no way your joint's gonna be ready to rock after you took a beating like that. You feel me? But this battle though, dog, he was on fire. Twork was on fire. I don't think I've ever seen Twork so prepared that he has time to make facial expressions, gestures, mess around with the crowd. It's like he knew his bars forwards and backwards. You feel me? But every round from Twork was fire. You know what I'm saying? All the way going to that third where it was just the crescendo and it was just through the roof. It was ridiculous. Twork's ability, first of all, Twork is one of the best punchers out there, France. I have to say this. Like his simile game, oh my gosh, ridiculous, man. And obviously his delivery and performance and all that stuff, vocal projection, just through the roof, just ridiculous. The man just put everything together that night. And it's like, dude, can you do this every time, please? Like, we know you can. Stop playing around. Continue to do this. Now with SIkh, bounce back. He definitely weathered the storm, took the punches, blocked it, came off the rope, countered, slipped. You know what I'm saying? He was off the hook too. I mean, and two different styles also. And I felt like SIkh definitely got back to the game plan of giving you those three different type of rounds. Your flow round, your punch round, and your angle round. But I felt what happened with this one. Your first rounds, if you want to call it debatable, that's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? They both were on point. Second round, yeah, Twork slightly edging that round. You know what I'm saying? I got Twork edging that round. And in the third, I felt like Twork went so crazy and, addressing smack, addressing everything that happened. I mean, going into the depths of Real SIkh's belief and faith system and being able to make punches out of that. And I mean, not just punches, haymakers. And with the third, I felt like, SIkh maybe thought, hey, maybe this guy might choke, so I'm gonna put an angle
Gamble on it.
everything on some
Gamble
of
on it.
that and gonna
Yeah.
gamble on it. But he didn't. And once he didn't, you could tell, like, oh man, let me just crack some smiles and just get through this round and get up out of here, because I'm not beating that third round. And you could see some of the intensity kind of like let out of sixth round, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this was a fire real SIkh. If you were doubting him at any point or anything like that, like, this should be a reminder of what the man can do and what he did do. And it was off the hook, jersey on jersey, and both guys showed up, and it was an amazing battle, super dope battle.
Yeah,
And
let me give my man Real SIkh some love.
thank you guys.
I'll wave it back and forth. I've been practicing hypnosis so I can get him out that madness if I snap at any moment. Rock had to turn his head. He couldn't quite see him die. Well, I ain't your motherfucking brother. I want to see the light leave your eyes. I'll smack you in a coma. My hand heavy as you're not. Have doctors rushing in, trying to guess if you survive. They ready to pull the plug unless you give a sign. You gonna have to do the twerk hand to tell them you alive.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Oh, my
and I want to
goodness.
take the time again to apologize to SIkh, because
Yes.
in real time, I said it, Vlad. I love this first round. Thought he was good. I just didn't
Yeah.
think it was enough. And then ultimately, we still have the same verdict that he didn't win the battle. But I got focused into the win-loss and forgot about the performance in that moment, where it's like he was amazing. I guess I kind of just got caught up in the narrative of like who people have been perceiving him to be. Somebody
Yeah.
that's really good, just not getting over the hump. And this is the best version of him. In fact, this is a net positive. I could care less what the numbers say, what the polls say, if I have him winning or losing. That performance is better. But even then, in the article, we said he was a top 5 performer that night.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like we weren't all the way off. I just me personally, in our recap pod, the day after Civil War, I just got caught up with the damn, like he was so good and like still just like the verdict still is the same, but it's deeper than the win-loss column for him. He wants to show that he can hang and that he is an elite battle rapper. And for God's sakes, man, the man is dedicated to his craft. He will always get better. He is always giving you high-level performances, variety of things, angles, punches,
Yeah.
flows, crowd participation. SIkh is amazing. You don't go from being a top 10 battle rapper out of nowhere. Like you have to be really fucking good. And for a minute, I kind of got lost in the sauce. The culture gets lost in the sauce, and I hope this time around they don't.
Right. I gotta say this too. SIkh, you need to start traveling with some homies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need some support up there on that stage, because every battle, everyone got 20 people on their side versus just you. And we know that battle rap is not just raps, it's all about everything. The optics also. You gotta have some support on your side, and the support has to be vocal. Otherwise, things can look a certain way to the untrained eye. And we're vets, friends. We focus on what needs to be focused on. But when you got all the stars on one side, oh, you're wilding. Oh my God. Did you, oh, Scrolly, oh, like people going ham, and then SIkh just there, like, oh,
yeah.
What? Like, you got to balance it out just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And I hope people don't take it like I'm critical SIkh. I'm a big defender of SIkh. In fact, like during the UM5 run, I've said it before, I'll say it again. He was improving all the things that y'all complained about, and no one gave him props.
Right. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I just kind of want him to just. I'll be also fair. This is where I may sound a little harsh.
Man, you just couldn't leave it alone, could you? Bring it back around, make that U-turn.
I gotta say how I feel, right?
You're right, player. Go ahead.
I do feel like, I don't want to say the word spoiled, because he's a fucking hard worker, but god damn it, his resume is very luxurious. The man went from Chilla Jones to headline with Mike P, and then after that, it's Danny Myers, Arsenal Ave, Pat Stay DNA, JC, K-Shine, and Twork. Where's the break? Where's the break?
Right.
Like, it's not even his fault that he doesn't have a winning record on the app against those names, because I don't think anybody could probably have a winning record necessarily against those names on the app. That's a really hard assignment to ask for. But like, I just genuinely feel like him showing somebody levels right now would probably do more than Am I tripping?
Listen, I guess if you want to look at it like this with direct comparisons, right?
Right.
If he's spoiled, then would you call Eazy's road spoiled? Because he's had nothing but killers also.
Right.
Has Eazy been spoiled? Would you
Yeah,
put
well,
that on him?
I don't want to use the word spoil. I just want
Okay, I was just saying. All right. So
Yeah.
both of these guys have fought major people, high class battlers, like dudes who world class. But Eazy's been getting clear victories. You know, the people have him winning all of his battles per se. I don't think there's one battle where someone can clearly say, hey, he lost. So does it help to win these battles in the eyes of the public? Absolutely. But on the other end, you have to think about it like this. If he's in there fighting and scrapping and you're giving people material to go back to that they continuously want to see, that's a victory for you. All right.
And,
even if you're not just clearly, if you're clearly winning, yes, you would be getting the same love and treatment that Eazy is getting. So salute to Eazy for doing that, for clearing his opponents.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that, you know, his performances have been hurting him. I'm not one of those guys that go, oh, you gotta clear everybody you beat. You gotta make me want to see you again. You gotta be fired. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be up there just being mediocre
and he always
time after
delivers
time
that.
again. Yeah.
Always he always delivers that. In fact, at the end of the day, all those names I just said, if we're really being objective, he didn't.
Yeah.
In my opinion, the only one he clearly lost to was Av. But even then, there's people I have seen
Right. And the
people
K Shine
say,
joint, obviously. Yeah.
huh.
And the K Shine joint, obviously.
Yeah. I don't think that's a good performance though. So I'm just concluding the
Yeah,
ones that
right. Okay. Got you. Yeah.
etc. So like even then, I've seen people say he beat Av. Like I've seen people debate it.
Right.
So like
Okay.
objectively, he is walking away with somebody being able to argue a win for him. But it's just after a while, like it just compounds to like a point where it's like, all right, man, we want to see you on the winning side of these numbers sometimes. And you said it rest, Vlad. Does it matter or does it help? Absolutely it does, because he started his hot streak by beating these guys, the Magics, Mike, Danny, Arsenal. Like that mattered a lot. That, you know what I'm saying? He's somebody that I'll never forget when Real Sick talked about the losing streak we posted last year around this time. It was like, it's such a false statistic because, you know, those are all good battles. I beat Arsenal on the app 3-0. And it's like, wait, hold on. So you're acknowledging a win on the app, but you're not acknowledging
you know how this goes, player. But,
so,
all right. So let's take a look at this, right?
Yeah.
Swamp. He came out. Swamp had the glow when he had that battle, the band battle. And everyone, oh my gosh, this guy's the new guy from the South, blah, 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 blah. Right?
Yeah.
And Swamp declines, has some clunkers, mailing in some battles. He has battles where it's like, okay, he won, but this is not a good battle. And it wasn't until this last run where he cleared Rum Nitty, like genuinely, you know, the other battles, hey, you know what? They're all judged. So therefore, they're victories, right? They're victories. Wasn't clean in all of them. You know what I mean? Like, still has stuff to work on. Even the Rock battle, his second round, floating. You go to the first and the third. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about perception. When you look at Real Sick, he's been consistent all the way through, except for the K-Shine battle, obviously. So it's like, what are we really doing here? What really counts? Like, is it the content? Is it the quality? Or is it just, hey, man, you caught a win versus some guys we didn't necessarily expect you to win in this tournament and stuff like that? So now it's like Swamp could do no wrong now. You feel me? Whereas SIkh has been trudging through along, trying to change things in his style, trying to find what works, what doesn't work, but he gets criticized. And friends, I joke a lot with you and I say, yo, if SIkh, I'm gonna share this on air. If SIkh was to come out, right? If he would have from the jump, been a brown boy that like dropped the N-bomb, wore the Amiri, all this other goofy stuff that everyone is wearing, had his Timbs tied up the right way, and was like, F this, F that, I feel like the perception of him would be different. Whereas with the style of rap that he has and being ultra hip hop and still finding his way in this thing and him not having a big solid crew behind him, it makes it easy to pick and pluck at some of these things. But if he was one of them brown boys that I grew up around, you know what I'm saying, in Flatbush and all that, I think it would be a different story. You feel me? So Does imaging play a role into this? In my eyes, just looking at things from a distance, absolutely. But at the end of the day, this is battle rap, not battle image. So I choose to listen to the raps, the bars, and see what's going on. And Real Sick is one of them guys. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Real Sick, man. Continue to do what you're doing, capitalize off this, and don't let up in that third. Again, like if you have another battle like this where you feel like maybe the guy
shit.
might
I
have
mean,
got me in the third,
he probably
keep
knew he
the
could have won the round, but he still gave effort. That Twork
right.
part,
Yeah,
that was the
that was
third.
fire.
That was
No,
the
I
third.
know, but you can see also too, there was a point where like he was like, all right, man, let me take the foot off the pedal and just like I'm on all out jersey and get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Make it nice and clean. You feel me? But never, ever, ever take your foot off the gas and just finish up with that ferocity. You know what I'm saying? But
Dissecting
fire
Sikh's
battle.
career makes me realize like how difficult it is to be a top tier because of how much like of a damn near cult you have to cultivate within the niche.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy because there's not many people as technically skilled as him. He's really good at motherfucking rapping and all the attributes of battle rapping.
Yeah.
But yet it's like a boulder that he hasn't like yet broken in front of him.
I'm telling you, it's the image and lack of a crew surrounding him. I don't care about his image. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, you know me, France. I'm back up in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing my thing. I'm fully with it. So I get it.
We're SIkh fans. Let's make it clear. We're very pro SIkh. We're not anti-SIkh in any way.
Oh, I don't think people.
I want to make that clear because I feel like people will hear this and be like, "Oh, you're too harsh."
No. Not on my side. Maybe your side. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
No, I'm joking. You know what I'm saying? Like you've been critical of him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I've given him more leeway and support. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But neither one of us is right or wrong. You see things how you see things. I see things how I see things. I'm not judging how you see things. You feel me? You have every right to feel.
You know what it is, Vlad? You know what it is? It's deeper than SIkh. It's an issue with the culture, and I've always said this.
Okay.
People don't believe in the idea of keep the same energy. That's a myth. You know what I'm saying? Somebody can have debatable battles and good performances. They're not clear wins and be praised for it, while another person has that exact same thing and they're stigmatized for it. Right. And he's not the only victim of this. There's many other people that are victims of this, that they have debatables and really good showings, but don't win the vote. And it's like, put on a shirt, fatty. And the other person has a good debatable with people, but they win on the votes because they have such a big fan base. And it's like, this is so empowering.
Oh, body positive. Yeah.
Body positive. It's like the Rick Ross and Lizzo meme. So this is deeper than SIkh. I think this is just the issue with the culture that they cannot separate.
Real SIkh is Rick Ross.
For the people. The people can't separate, when to give praise to somebody having good performances despite their record and somebody just looking at somebody's record.
Right. And the records, man, is always nuances. That's why you always got to watch the battles for yourself and not just look at the record and be like, So, but long story short, Real SIkh, you are fire, my friend. New Jersey Twork, fire battle. Thank you guys for putting on a fire battle from beginning to end. This is what big stage battles are all about. And both guys can walk away with their head held high. I don't care who wins on the app. It's a battle that I will watch again. Thank you.
I'm going to say this. I think it's one of the best battles this year. I'm going to argue for it in our LTBR meeting to put it as the top 10 battle of the year. I think both those guys deserve it. Real SIkh third round is I'm sorry, New Jersey Twork's third round, all URL caliber. Real SIkh's first round, probably the best of his career.
Yeah,
magnificent.
And even the second
and even then, I still had him as a top 5 performer of the night. Don't kill me, y'all. Don't kill me. I love SIkh. All right, I love SIkh. I still had him as a top 5 performer of the night. He was still better than half the card.
Oh man, crazy.
Better than the main event, huh?
Huh? Huh? Oh man, where we go to next, player? That was a spirited debate.
Yeah, that was good. Let's show some love to the rest of the Civil War card, and we can talk about some of the other Christmas drops. Any other performances stood out to you?
Oh man, dog. So before we got on air, I was listening to Hansel versus Eyez, right? Shooting jumpers on my son's little tyke. Swish, swish, swish. I'm listening. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? these guys are going crazy. I think Hansel went first, and I'm like, all right, I've seen Hansel before, pen heavy guy, seen him in small rooms, never seen him on a stage. I've always been like, I wonder how this is going to translate once he gets onto a stage. Is this going to be fire, or is this going to be so pen heavy that it might miss some folks? I gotta say, first round, he ain't missed nobody. All right. Even though he didn't sacrifice his pen, but it was connecting. And I felt those layered punches dope, 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 dope. Then my man Eyez comes out, and I'm like, all right, I've only seen Eyez versus Clean Paper. And I felt like Clean Paper was clearly the vet in that battle. I was like, all right, I get it. You know, Southern guy, he's got some potential there, but I wasn't blown away by his material in that battle. Maybe I was tripping. Maybe I didn't see what everyone else saw. But this battle, France, my goodness, this dude was cooking, clicking on all cylinders. And it's simple enough
Sliders
that
are up.
everyone can catch it.
Fire.
But he's on fire. But it was like, dog, this dude was dope. Like his first round was crazy. And you know, you want to match those rounds up. I always say battle rap is like this. It's all about the entertainment to me. If your pen can entertain me just as much as this guy's more straight to it, straightforward delivery and performance, then your pen wins. If the straightforward performance beats a super layered pen, if that's more entertaining, then that guy wins. I enjoy both pretty much the same the first round. Second round, though, oh man. Second round, Eyez took off, dog. Like he went harambe. Like he went crazy. And I'm sorry, Hansel, your second round just it wasn't it. It was just a little bit, maybe a little too layered, maybe a little too much, you know what I'm saying? But this guy was just off the hook, you know what I'm saying? And when I say wasn't it, it's not that it was bad, it just was not matching what Eyez was doing. So let me get that straight. It just wasn't matching what Eyez was doing. And in the third round, you know, Hansel's breaking down his life. His dad was you know, on dialysis and all that stuff, and he was talking about some of his hardships. And I'm like, all right, okay. But he landed it with a hard bar. And you know, he continued to go in and go in, and I'm like, okay, dope. And you can see, like, yo, his stage presence was up. What I was, you know, what the things that I was looking for these rookies, like, can you handle the stage? Can you control the crowd? Can you keep your momentum going? Or, you know, are you going to lose your placement? He passed all the tests. This to me was, he was dope. His third round was dope. And I'm like, yo, Eyez has been going crazy for 2 rounds now. Is the boy going to let up? Man, that boy bought a bike, man. And he look here, dog. He was going crazy, man. All that. Yo, your man turned a whole round into a concert at the beginning of one of his rounds. Like the whole crowd was, I don't know if that was his slogan or a song or what the hell was going on, but I'm like, what is this sorcery this kid is working right now? Like, this is nuts. And, you know, he also talked about his hardships and he had rebuttals and all that too, which was kind of like, whoa. And then he had a super layered bar. Let me not say super layered, but the Brittany Grinder thing when he was like, you'll trade this pen for a whatever certified killer type joint. I was like, yo, that was a bar where he was like, yo, I can try to go in the direction you're going in, but can you guys simplify yourself and rock this crowd with these type of bars that I'm putting together? Because a lot of people feel like, oh, I can do the quote unquote air quotes now, simple stuff. You know what I'm saying? But everyone can't, you know. So he really impressed me with some of his sneaky bars where I was like, yo, this isn't just some straight up like whatever 2 + 2 is 4 joint. Like this guy can write, but he also realizes I'm trying to be a star in this thing. I'm trying to leave you with moments. I'm trying to leave you with bars that you could walk around your house quoting for no apparent reason all day long. And he did that. And Eyez was fire. Yeah. It's not just a gimmick with the accent and all that stuff. Like he was off the hook, man. I gave Eyez the battle, but Hansel passed the test at the end of the day. You feel me? The second round, I felt like there was a drop off, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
he
I think it's
passed the
gonna get
test.
lost in translation that the Hansel still obviously showed a very high level in that first round. Like
Yeah,
he obviously had flashes to show what he's capable of doing.
right.
And it's just a little unfortunate. He peaked in the battle in his first round. His second and third round wasn't as good as his first. And Eyez
Mhm.
was able to just sustain whatever
Yeah.
level, whatever high he hit early on into the battle. I still think the first round was competitive. In real time, I actually had Hansel winning the first, but for God's sakes, OCN Pangea, that guy, he's special. A complete 180 from his clean performance, and even
Yeah.
for both of them, I just want to say the floor of what it means to be a rookie on the league now is so high because
Dude.
like again, I can confidently say this. Let me pull up the card. Eyez had a better performance than than Rock and Slade, than None
Mhm.
and Trez,
Mhm.
arguably Tru Foe,
That's
clean and
debatable.
stumbles, probably, or maybe not clean. You could argue clean, whatever. But the point is, like, the rookie arguably outperformed half the card on his first time on the stage, and definitely probably outperformed a handful of guys from the volume card the day prior. Like, they were really that good, man. They were really that good.
Yeah. 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 Salute to both. And I mean, and then you got the player soul and Foots, what they were doing, and then I'm putting
Especially,
Eyez into that category with those two based off the
yeah,
performance from the weekend.
yeah.
Hansel, couple little tweaks, you know, just
To
that
the,
he got to do,
I've been,
but he
I was
was
a little critical.
fire. You know
I
what I'm
want to spin the
saying?
block too, right? You know, like, there's people, some people have been critical on. I spin the block on it, and I'm gonna spin the block on
There you
Hansel
go.
because
There
I
you
was definitely
go.
critical after the finals
There you
exam. But the
go.
reason why is because you know me. When
Yeah.
you beat up on a dead horse, that's a
Right.
red
Yeah.
flag to me. Not because obviously you dominated the competition, but you were in a fight where you didn't get punched back, and I didn't see how you handle a punch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when he beat the brakes out of Steams, who doesn't do that?
Oh, God. Yeah.
He just I'm just like I'm not impressed. I'm not all the way impressed by this because like you just weren't challenged in this moment and you dominated him great. You have the biggest win margin of the card. Like we're gonna see you obviously more active, but
Yeah.
OCN Pangea punched him in the mouth after he started bleeding.
Little ugly ass boy.
You know, like sometimes you get knocked out, the equilibrium gets knocked out, you get hit in the ear, and then you don't get your balance back for the rest of the fight. Like that's kind of what happened to Hands a little bit. But again,
Yo.
his defense, he's the purest sense of what a rookie is. Like he just started battling 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like to
Yeah.
be this good in 2 years, like be patient, be very patient.
Yeah.
It'll take his time, but obviously he's just surrounded by a group of extremely talented individuals that have been a little bit more experienced that are ready for the lights a little bit
Yeah,
faster.
and listen, man, him being an EFB, how can that not only help him? You know what I'm saying? Like he can get some pointers, get some things together and stuff like that. And but he passed the test though. He passed the test. He was dope. But Eyez, salute to you, man. You on fire, you little ugly ass boy. Salute.
Let's give some more thoughts to some of the other cards. We got a lot of other things to sprinkle on, and we already talked about Rum and Fines. Obviously, shout out
Thank
to the
you,
premiere of
man.
that. Any other
Yes.
performances caught your eye, Vlad?
Yeah. Clean paper and no. You know what? Let me get to that afterwards. We're gonna talk about performances from newer guys that really caught my eye. And this
Okay,
guy's not so new. Obviously, he's been on the scene for a hot second. He's been in a couple of UMs already.
Tru Foe.
I want to say,
Yeah,
France, not that you undersold what Tru Foe did. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because when you're in the building, sometimes things just hit you differently. You know what I'm saying? So based upon when we did the in the building recap, I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a look at this battle. It wasn't the first battle that I jumped to. I have to say, Tru Foe was on one. Like he put it all together in this battle and was fire. All right. O Red was fire too. my takeaways from the battle. If you know Vlad, you know how I do this. I'm not gonna go and bar for bar break it down for you. I'm gonna give you the momentum. I'm gonna give you the pointers that I see. I'm gonna give you the pluses and the negatives. All right, O-Red lyricist, penmanship, always there. But sometimes when he's on that stage, I feel like the timing and the bringing it back sometimes throws off his how the performance is received. You feel me? And the stopping and going and bringing back, that can take away from the amazing pen. All right, we can't doubt the pen at all. But his first round, dope, dope. I mean, punch after punch after punch. You know what O-Red does. And then Tru Foe comes out the gate, and his first round is crazy, friends. I mean, nuts. And this is what I appreciated about it. I know once upon a time, he was labeled as a subpar puncher. You know what I'm saying? But here's what I realized. Tru Foe, listen to me and listen to me good. You don't need to be a puncher. You are a street poet. What you were doing there was bringing that street pain in a poetic fashion, and you left out all the fluff. You left out all the, all the unnecessary, my 45, my this, my that. And he went straight into content. And, just like different bars where he was saying, I done did so much in the streets, I had to change my name from Tru to allegedly. Like, he had a lot of bars like that they didn't have to be punches. They just were so real and just hit so hard that it's like someone is just talking to you and you just feeling what they're saying in your chest. So you can paint pictures, you can paint analogies. You don't have to worry about doing similes and punches and all that. My brother, I'm not even gonna waste time going round for round with this because you did it all 3 rounds for me. Like, it was just street poetry at its at his finest. It was dope. He brought that Chicago life to real life. You know what I mean? And a couple years ago, I did like a 2-hour interview with Tru Foe and really got some insight into his life. And I felt like all that stuff, it was just like he was talking to me all over again through the battle, just bringing you his life experiences. I mean, the thing from his brother and clapping his cousin, there's things that are unfortunate, like I ain't celebrating any of that stuff, but it's his reality. He brings you into his reality, but it was just so poetical and it was just so dope. And I always say battling is saying the right things the right way at the right time. Tru Foe did not stop and try to bring things back over and over again. He kept that momentum flowing and going and kept everybody on the edge of their seats. And that he brought it all together in this battle. And Foe, this battle, the Gotti battle, take those, put them on your vision board and say, okay, how do I continue to do this right here? Those should be the 2 battles that you go back to and say, this is what I need to do. And then, obviously everyone keeps on working on their game. And you, my friend, will be just fine. Like, that was a dope performance. I hope that people give you the credit that you deserve for this battle, because I felt it was crazy. O-Red is always going to be O-Red. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was dope. Similes off the hook, but I felt like sometimes the pacing and the rhythm.
Yeah,
he didn't forget his bars. It wasn't choppy, but it was just like, so fluid. It's crazy.
Yeah, I want to interject now. There's a few things that like hit me, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of points to get to. One, I want to say I don't know if I captured. You don't always capture these battles in the building, like on when you're recapping it, because you only get one time to watch it. You're getting a feeling of the battle because you're not retaining as much of the content, more of the emotion and the performance, right? So I don't know if this battle was obviously captured as well as the recap. Some were, some weren't. This is one of them that I feel like was a little undersold because Red's first round was amazing, explosive, vintage O-Red. And I thought he just did a little bit more than Foe in real time, but watching it back, I appreciate so much how Foe didn't fold against that round and arguably still took that round. You know what I'm saying? You can obviously say Red won it, but you can even make the case for Tru Foe saying, I just went toe-to-toe with Red's best round in this battle and arguably beat it. And that makes me kind of want to edge in the battle on the rewatch because the other 2 rounds, Still really good. But Vlad, I get kind of disengaged with Red's battles on the stage after a few rounds. Like, do you feel the same way?
Unfortunately, I do.
The
And
material is there, though. You know what I'm saying? The material is there.
you know,
And I
France,
feel like it kind of bleeds into the entire battle.
you're right. All the stuff that I was saying and being all long-winded about,
It's about
you
Foe.
just no about Red.
Yeah.
No, the Foe was just all praises. You know what I'm saying? But with Red, you just summarized it right there. The choppiness and the going back and not just going through your material definitely detracts from the battle, and it takes away from it. And then there becomes points where you're like, all right, you know what I'm saying? The material is there, the bars are there, but it's just saying the right things at the right time, the right way. He's got the right things to say. Sometimes it's not the right time. You know what I'm saying? And like it becomes obvious at times. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I want to focus on the positive. And Foe, salute to you, big dog. Keep on bringing this pressure. Keep on bringing this pressure. You don't need the gimmicks of the Air Force Ones and this and that, because when you did that, that negative force and energy threw you off and you choked. Focus on what you did in these battles between Red and Geechee. You straight, dog.
Yeah, man. And this is another guy that you have to look outside the box score for, because all the things he does isn't going to be recorded on the box score. If you look at his app record this year, 1-4, right? And it's like, but it's so much better than the 1-4 indicates, because that Geechee performance, there's an all URL round in there, and it's an all-time upset, and it's an all-time. It's like one of the imprints of 2022.
So he put his belt on the line against a 3-time champ and like won. Like he
won.
Like
that might be that alone.
He won.
Like that alone is like enough to damn near say, yo, we got to put Foe on the top 20 list. He might be most improved. He's got to be all URL. Like the
alone, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to say that alone. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
that's how big it feels. Like that's how big
got
it
you.
Feels.
Hey,
yo, pause. But that's how big that moment feels.
Right. Move on.
The point is, I didn't feel like he was able to catapult the rest of his year after giving himself that big springboard of the Geechee Gotti win. And so like you kind of got a little like, damn, like you have this win and you were ready to transcend, and like we still back into like how can we tap back into that? But what the Red battle and Geechee battle showed me is that he's able to rise to the occasion against high level elite competition in the right environment. And now at this point, it's all going to be about taking the right matches, because taking Saga in an empty room in Houston, taking Mac Mel in a backyard in DMV, like I don't think those are the battles that you're going to get the Tru Foe like the Red and Geechee performances. Put him on a stage where he's fighting for his life against somebody that's a certified killer. He's going to rise to the occasion.
And with the tournament, it's like every 2 weeks. So everyone is not an every 2 week kind of guy. So I can excuse him for that. Hey, man, put $100,000 on the line.
I don't even hold nothing against him in the Sheed battle, because like that was retribution for Sheed every 2 weeks. They're 1-1. They got to meet in the playoffs again the next year. He beat him. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But the Mac Mel battle, it wasn't a bad performance, but it wasn't the match I wanted to see him take. You know what I'm saying? But the Red battle makes up for a lot of it. I can honestly say this. I think Tru Foe might very well be the most improved battle of this year.
Okay. Hey, Foe, you took the time to give the right performance on the right stage.
Yes, he
did. I will say that, because if you would have gave that performance in the backyard in the DMV, man, would have got swept under the rug. But you gave that performance on the most controversial URL card this year. You know what I'm saying? With other guys that had great performances too. And your performance holds up against those other performances. So salute to you on that. Let's turn up, man. Let's turn up, Foe. Like, don't decline from here. Turn up, dog. Turn up.
You know what I'm saying? You gave me a preview of what All-Star Foe looks like. I need the whole thing.
Now for real, man. Like, don't let up from here on out, because this seesawing thing is not going to help you. Like, you need to go on a streak, on a run where this is what we're getting. You know what I mean? But salute to Foe.
Yeah. Let's quickly talk on Stumbles and Snake Eyez, and we'll get to the big announcement over the weekend.
Yes,
Vlad,
sir.
I do think this is one of the recaps that held up from our article. Stumbles' performance against Snake Eyez is hold to be an outlier at this point, and there's just a lot of fundamental things he has to fix. Do you agree?
Yes, but I do have some positives from here for
Yeah.
Stumbles. Obviously, Clean Paper, dope. First 2 rounds from Clean Paper. Clean, he got it. He knows what he's doing. He's a pro. He's witty. He's funny, aggressive, bars, humor, all that. Put it together first 2 rounds. Third round, he mailed it in and freestyled. Okay, I get it. Stumbles first round had me very worried, friends. Like Stumbles had issues with having connective material. Like he might have one dope line and then just go into some lines that were just like, huh? Like, where are you bringing this to? And then hit you with a dope line like 6 bars later. And the transitions and just the way he's putting things together just wasn't it. He might need to get rid of that belt. You know what I'm saying? Like that belt got a stench on it. Like you might have to just give it to Rock or something like that. Give it to somebody. Give it to Qua, you know what I'm saying? Give it to a Raw Bunch member. Get rid of that belt because it's holding some kind of negative energy on it. You don't need it. You feel me? But France, his second round, though, showed me the promise and why they're still invested in Stumbles because the second round was dope. He put it all together in that second round, and I was like, yes, Stumbles, this is why. After the SIkh battle, I was like, oh, he's getting it together. Snake Eyez battle, I'm like, oh, this was fire. That gave me glimpses back to that, and it gives me hope that he can still pull it together. You know what I'm saying? Because his second was super dope. His third was cool. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he wins that by default because Clean ain't have a third. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
Clean had a chance to put the nail in the coffin, and he kind of didn't.
he ain't even have a third. You know what I'm saying? But he already won the battle by that point. But it's
Right.
like, but you know what? But Stumble's second was dope. I liked it. It was dope from beginning to end. And I'm like, okay, Stumbles, work on that. All right. Go back to the game tapes and see what I'm talking about. See where the connective material just wasn't there in the first round and see where you did have the connecting material in your second. That there's a big glaring difference between the first and the second. You know what I'm saying? And the third, like the second is where it's at. That was your sweet spot. Study that, build on that. You'll be all right.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Still a lot of fundamental keys to fix, but the people want to see him succeed, man. People want to see him win.
Yeah, he's got
You know?
supporters out there. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
crazy, you
Like,
know. It's crazy now that we're talking it out like this, and that just hit me. Like Stumble's record on the app this year is 1-4. Tru Foe's record on the app this year is 1-4.
yeah.
And I want to like now make everybody's record for the year and see how I actually
Oof.
feel about those records. Like, does it actually match the number that's being said? You know what I'm saying? Because that those are the two best 1-4 records I've seen all year.
Hilarious. But
Right?
yeah, man. But yo, man, Clean Paper enjoyed his performance, man. Minus the third, obviously. But get that guy a nice plate. Get that guy a nice plate. And let's get the Clean that we've all known for the past decade that we know that he can be. Let's get that guy on the stage, man, and give him one of those.
He is taking full advantage of his 2-year deal that he signed. The news we broke back in what, October?
Yeah.
Taking full advantage.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. We did get a big giant Woj bomb early Christmas afternoon. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Let
sir.
me get the timestamp for this one.
Oh, wait a minute.
War3. Huh?
The who?
Well, what'd you
Oh,
say?
for the Woj bomb.
Yeah.
There's one last battle. I'll go very, very quickly. You were completely right about this battle. None and Trez was underwhelming after watching the content from all these other battlers and all the other battles.
Yeah.
It just didn't hit me the same. Like I felt like their materials was way more pedestrian than everyone else's material, and it just didn't match the quality of what I saw from all the other battlers that night. And that's my analysis of that battle. I know both guys can be better. I expect more. I didn't get that from them. They weren't bad, but they weren't good to great. You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to say. I didn't want people to be like, "Oh, you left that battle off. Why are you ignoring me?" Blah blah blah. But that's just how I felt.
I'll leave it at this. Let's just say they gave Verb ammunition.
Yeah, you ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying. They definitely gave that vegan some ammunition, man. So he's gonna be on Spaces going ham.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but everyone's going, what about the none and trash battle? We want to hear about that. So there you go.
Well, there's more service and anything. All right, man.
You can't leave well enough alone. You've been talking to Titus too long, man. That's one toxic country bumpkin right there, boy. Man's came on, hey, a preacher's kid. Man came on air, dropped the M-bomb like 5 times. Man, no one talking about man. Whoa. Straight toxicity pouring out of his pores, man. Good grief.
Yeah, well, I'll change that next year, I promise.
No, please, man. Titus, man. Leave the toxic out your name, bruh. This is getting to your brain, player. You talk around your mama like that? You talk to the people in the church like that? Oh, man. Good grief. Look, boy. Little bald headed boy. Little peanut head boy.
Yeah.
Now that's my man, though. Titus is all love, player. It's all love, man. But I was like, whoa, man, throwing ninja stars all over the place, dog. Wow.
All right, man. We get a giant Woj bomb from Remy Ma and Chrome 23 early Christmas afternoon.
Came out of nowhere.
Headlining their anniversary card, the 1-year anniversary of Chrome 23, going down February 25th, 2023.
Yes.
Hitman Holla versus Eazy The Block Captain.
Yo, talk about an unexpected bomb. I was confused. You sent me the tweet in the text, and I'm like, huh?
Right.
So I clicked the link. It goes to LTBR page. 28,000 people following, the biggest on Twitter. I'm seeing that internet. Pat our own back. I'm like, oh, this is real, because you wouldn't put this out if it wasn't real. So I'm like, let me check the Chrome 23 page. What's going on over here? I'm like, wait a minute, there's a trailer for this? Like, he got the Hate Me Now music. Remy, first of all, Remy, as a player who's in the gym, salute to you for being my age and keeping things together the way that you are. You and Papoose are workout goals for couples. You know what I'm saying? Later for all that other stuff, you guys look great, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all. But they're walking through her apartment, and I'm like, Hitman Holla's there. Eazy The Block Captain. They're signing paperwork. Like, this is really pouring champagne. They high-fiving and hugging it out and stuff like that. And I know that's not going to fool me. I know the battle is going to be 100% intense, but I was just thrown for a loop, man. Like, obviously, this is a battle that we need and like and are going to be anticipating, but never in my life did I think that this battle was going to end up on Chrome 23. Remy, I don't know how you did this, but you did the unthinkable. And this is 2 months away now. And I just have so many questions, France. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, what was your reaction?
Well, I caught wind of it early in the morning. And when I caught wind of it, I was like, whoa, this is really happening. And obviously there's little backstory to it. Eazy and Hitman Holla had spaces not just recently, but earlier this year, where Verb and Eazy are arguing about like St. Louis best four and then Philly's best four, and Hitman and Eazy got into a nice competitive banter there. And then about 2 weeks ago, in a space where Hitman, Eazy, Verb, and I believe Big T, somebody else was in there as well, they were talking about battling again. And then at that moment, Eazy confirmed, I have received calls about Hitman Holla prior to this. So, you know, was it from URL?
Nobody was thinking it was going to be from Remy. I'll tell you that much.
Was it from the, you know, the Breed Entertainment? I don't know. We don't know who. We don't know where the calls came from. But Eazy has confirmed that it's not the first time.
Right.
Well, he said he's gotten calls for Hitman Holla. So obviously, prior to Chrome, he's gotten calls for this.
Okay.
But Chrome got the job done, and it's just a heavy battle on. You know, Chrome 23 is perceived to be a female battle rap league, so the identity of it now is interesting because it's like, wow, like this is the match that, like, if Remy hasn't made money prior, this is the one that's gonna bring in money, right? Like,
right, live street shit. Later put his VOD. She's like, this gonna be live.
Rap Grid pay-per-view. Get your pay-per-views, get your tickets. This is a money-making machine right here. Eazy gets a YouTube drop. Yeah. He gets another elite name performing at a high level because, you know, as much as I do love Verb and Big T, they're past the hill. Goods isn't as active. Calico is still amazing. But now he gets Hitman Holla still in rare form. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hitman Holla still dropping 30 a game.
Yeah.
You know?
And not only that, Hitman Holla don't take no games off.
He never take no games off.
He don't got that mentality of take a game off at all. Like, he's kill 24/7. Like, even in Bags and Bodies, he's actively competing against rookies and, you know, journeymen who are trying to make their way, and he's like participating in all the things, and he's doing freestyle competitions with them and all this and that, and he's taking it serious. Like, he ain't trying to lose. Like,
there's no one more competitive than Hitman himself. So taking on somebody that's easily an MVP level battler right now, because Eazy is performing at an MVP level. I want to make sure that's always clear when I talk about Eazy the Block Captain. I listen, I pay attention to the content. I don't care about who he's in front of, just his performances alone. The man is elite. All right. Yeah. And now standing in front of somebody like Hitman Holla in New York.
Yeah. In New York. Do we know the venue yet?
We don't know the venue yet. So that's gonna be interesting. Right. If I had to suggest a venue, I'm not gonna lie. I personally really did enjoy Nebula, where Chrome did their first event.
Yeah.
And now, if you remove all the Hot 97 people and the corporates if you remove all those people and just fill it all battle rap, like, that venue could get lit. You know what I'm saying? That venue was lit last time, and half the people in attendance wasn't from the culture. So if you remove that half that wasn't part of the culture in attendance to all culture in attendance with seats, a nice stage, roof, upstairs section. Oh yeah, I think that's a venue that got the energy for it. Is it big enough for Hitman Holla? I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm like, yes, you know,
I'm just thinking about energy. If we're talking about capacity, then she's gonna, we'll have to get signed, the whole 1,000. Or whole
1,000. Don't book me if it don't hold under 1,000. Yeah, who knows, man? I mean, I'm pretty sure if she wanted the keys to Irving Plaza also, I'm sure Irving Plaza would be willing to give her the keys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but man, yeah. But what if she surprised us and is like, yo, screw all that. I need these guys rapping pit style, how she's been. I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening.
Oh my gosh! But that would also limit Hitman's performance wise and all that stuff.
We agree right now and just make this PSA. No Amazura.
Yeah. No. Please
leave Amazura out of this.
No. Amazura is not designed for battle rap. I'm sorry. It's just, that's not the place you want to. No. I don't even want to get into a diatribe about no Amazura.
I just want to get out the way. No Amazura.
No Amazura. Yeah, the first place Nebula, it was dope. It definitely was dope.
Nebula's got potential. I wish they had more events there so we could have seen.
We could see what it's like with a full all-out, just all the supporters.
See what it's like once it becomes a home. You know what I'm saying? Because I also feel like part of venues, like once you go there more than once and it becomes like a little bit of a home and you get more comfortable with it, it also adds to the energy. So I really wish they had did another event at Nebula. I don't know if this is the one to go back to Nebula 4, but I just want to say I really enjoyed Nebula as a venue.
Yeah, no, it was no venue. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see where the setting is at. But still have so many questions, man. Like,
what are the questions you have, my brother?
I mean,
let's get into it.
yo, Eazy is really a don out here. If you know what I'm saying, because this is purely from what we've seen in the past, what we've heard from other people. Av was like, "Hey, man, they were mad at me for going to do this battle over there at Chrome, and we saw that. We heard other folks going, "Hey, I can't do this, can't do." But this man is out here just living his best life. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Eazy the Block Captain. How did you make this happen, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like this is wild, man. It's kind of crazy, man.
It gets interesting, right? Because this is obviously a heavy match that
Yes.
that any
Here's what I wanted to say. This is a URL heavy hitter, home run out the park, grand slam. You don't got to think about twice booking this thing.
So
how did it
All
is it falling through the hands?
Let's open the dialogue. Let's stop beating around the bush and let's open the dialogue to it, right? Because there's a lot of things to talk about. One, me personally, Vlad, I dislike when we see big announcements and the first thing fans say is like, "Oh, how did this happen on URL? URL is mad. Smack is pissed." Like, I don't like that because it instantly like it almost like subconsciously admits to you guys that you say you want parody in battle rap, but when it happens, then you want to also stick it to the man, to the machine. You and I, Vlad, are battle rap fans for over a decade, so we remember a time there's a lot of parody in battle rap. King of Dot, Don't Fly, Guerrilla Warfare, Black Eyes Cartel, Bullpen, UW, URL, all happening simultaneously. So big battles were happening all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Big battles that should have been on URL probably were happening everywhere, and you just accepted it as it was because everybody was out for grabs trying to get these big battles. Lux and Holla didn't happen on URL. Arsenal DNA didn't happen on URL. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
NWX first 2-on-2 a Hitman and Verb didn't happen on URL. The list goes on, right? So I don't like when fans kind of get in that bag because it's like, do you want parody or not?
Yeah, I guess I'm just surprised because he's their guy right now. You feel me? Like he's one of their guys right now. It's not like, Arsenal 8, 9 year, 10-year vets at that point, you're not stopping anyone from going wherever they want. And I'm not saying that, that they would want to block any blessings from Eazy or whatever. I was just put it like this. I was just surprised that one of their main heavy hitters, you know what I'm saying, is like a battle of this magnitude is gonna be elsewhere. You feel me? Not like they shouldn't be able to or anything like that. Like, I love the parody, but I was just surprised.
In defense of Hitman, like he's kind of been on the other side of the coin for almost 4 years.
For a while, yeah. He's been an independent contractor
3.5 years ago.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, but Hitman's always like, he does get the itch. He does want to come back and give URL one of those type of joy. He said that, so it's not like it's anything that I'm saying that he hasn't said.
Battles that he wants, that like him and Geechee tried to broker their battle for a long time and it never went through. He knew that had to happen on URL. Right.
So I'm but here's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't this battle be any different? You feel me? Eazy's made his name the past 2. Obviously, Eazy's been battling for a very long time. But let's not play ourselves and not act like the past 2.5 years on URL hasn't made this man the marquee name that he is. Him, URL, and his talent together has made him this marquee name. I'm not going to put it all on the company. He has worked hard for it. He's delivered the material every time they've called on him.
And he's done the work out the ring too.
Right, exactly. So those two entities together, Eazy and URL, has made this guy a star. But it's been on that platform. So I was just like, wow, like I did not expect that. You feel me?
Hey, look, I didn't expect Chrome to be the middle ground for like big battles like that to happen. You know what I'm saying?
And then okay, let's take away the PC, a kumbaya thing. I didn't expect it to be on a league that when it started was for women's battle rap. You feel me?
True.
I'm gonna keep it 100. That kind of threw me for a loop,
Yeah, that part threw me for a loop too. That part threw me for a loop too because
protect black women, but it threw me for a loop.
They reach massive success. if they reach massive success with the pay-per-views of Hitman Holla and Eazy, like they're not going to stray away from doing more male battles, right?
I wouldn't. Money talks. Money talks. Dirty cash. I want you. Dirty cash. I need you. Oh, like, oh, you know what I mean? And then what happens if you go back to strictly the ladies and the numbers just don't match up? Like,
well, to be
you
fair,
know
they
what I'm
wouldn't.
saying?
Hitman Holla is like the highest viewed guy in the world, right? So,
But then do you chase that again
right,
and again?
right,
And again, and what happens to the ladies in the marquee and the esteem that was being built? Now, I don't know what the rest of the card is, so we're gonna have to see what the whole rollout is. But it just threw me for a loop that this is gonna be the headliner of like what was it, all women's league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The tournament finals is on this card, so that's dope. I hope it doesn't get overshadowed because it deserves to get its proper recognition. But hey, I know what's up, man. You know, we've covered the tournament heavily.
Right. Yes, we have. Yep.
have.
You've been there. You've judged. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a good thing for women. But
you're talking about Hitman Holla.
Yeah, man.
Hitman Holla's front end. I'm sorry. Deposit. I'm sorry. Excuse me. His deposit.
What?
His deposit is probably double the tournament money.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But listen, long story short, though, I'm here for it. I want to see the battle. I'm going to be tuned in. I need to see how this all comes together. I need to see what the undercard is. Like, what is the theme? What is the name of this event? Like, how we do? Like, what's happening here? I was discombobulated, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it threw me. I was talking like Eyez when I saw the battle drop, man. I'm like, the fuck going on around here? I was like, what's happening?
Yeah, and I do want to say it makes me wonder which one of those two individuals would we see more often on Chrome after that moving forward, because I just feel like they're gonna Hitman promotes, Eazy promos, Eazy getting a YouTube drop versus an all-time great. This is going to be definitely Eazy's first million view battle on YouTube when it drops. He cares about that a lot, drastically. So I just feel like they're gonna excel and be box office and shatter all records and numbers. I'm just projecting. I'm just for their work ethic of how they put into the marketing, right? Like, So I would assume they deliver on their end. If they deliver, I just feel like one of those two individuals you're gonna see them more often. Now, if it's Eazy, it gets really interesting because I feel like for a long time Eazy has been very much gravitating and wanting battles on YouTube. He's wanted his chess battle on YouTube. He's been campaigning for that for a long time. It hasn't happened. And I could see a world, Vlad, where he says to himself, I already battle 3 or 4 times a year anyway. I'll do one a year on Battle Academy to show my home some love. Chrome, if you want to give me a battle or 2 a year, cool. And then I'll go wherever else that wants to broker a good deal for me for YouTube. Because I feel like he cares massively about that. But now we could get to the YouTube conversation. Now I want to say this. I guess he wanted to propel to that next level of exposure. But I will say respectfully to Eazy, he has reached a level of stardom that we have never seen before without it.
Yeah. He ain't need the YouTube to get where he got. You know what I'm saying? And all these other guys who have all these YouTube drops and all these other leagues, have they done what you've done in the past couple years? Now, you know, if it's important to you, I mean, you got the role without being on YouTube. I'm pretty sure whoever was watching the app, you know what I'm saying, was like, oh, he's from Philly. He's rapping like this. I like his personality, his demeanor. I'm putting him on the show. That came from the app. All these other people on YouTube, they're not getting these opportunities that are happening. They're not getting these plates and all this stuff that's going on like that.
Look, let me get the timestamp for this part too, because this is important.
Listen, 134.10.
Yeah, listen. He's the outlier. He's definitely the outlier as far as like the idea of like YouTube being this marketing gravitational tool to take you and propel you to the next level. Now, I will admit to the URL guys, I wish, and I really and I want to say this message to URL, please make a promotional package for these guys where they can request a clip from the app, you guys give it to them, or you guys give them access to get the clip that they want. Make it 30 seconds if it needs to be 45 seconds max. I know y'all don't want a massive amount of clips out because then it's counterproductive to the exclusivity of the product, but you have to give the artist something to promote their art with. That's what they ultimately want. And they feel kind of like constricted that they can't promote their art. Should they still promote regardless? Like, yeah, they definitely should be promoting regardless. So I see why they want YouTube. And I'm gonna shout out Vlad on this one. He tweeted to Eazy smart as hell. Get your battles released on YouTube. Respectfully, the app leaves artists in the box where most general public won't see you going after YouTube drops. It's everything. I don't care what any leak tells them. YouTube is the biggest platform. And I'm here to say to you, Vada, like, respectfully, Eazy The Block Captain got a record deal, was on 2 TV shows, I think maybe 3, had a battle of the year. That's a generational battle. All types of big hip-hop coverage without a single YouTube drop. So it's not that it's everything, all right? Because RBE, GTX, The Riot, iBattle, every other league possible, King of the Dot, every other league that's still active in battle rap that's not named URL uses YouTube.
Or
and
iBattle.
I rarely see their events get covered, Vlad. I rarely see predictions for these events. I rarely see recap for these events. So all of those battles that are available on the tool, the platform YouTube, doesn't necessarily get the traffic to everybody. So it just call it for what it is. It's not that you want YouTube, the platform, that you want free URL battles. Just call it for what it is, right? Am I lying, Beasley?
Yo, am I lying, my ninja? France, you ain't lying, man. I feel like people just don't want to pay that $8. They want to get them battles for free. And on top of that, if URL is dropping battles on YouTube every week or day after day, well, first of all, it wouldn't be happening this way if they went back to the YouTube platform exclusively, because guess what? They're not getting the money from from the audience that decides I value the URL content. I'm willing to pay $8 for it, and I'm happy with it. This, along with caffeine, is funding this thing. It's keeping that. It turned URL from, you know what I'm saying, a 20-foot comfortable boat to like a 100-foot yacht, and we're getting battles nonstop. Now, if they were to still drop the same amount of content on YouTube, guess what, brother? That algorithm now will bring more people to all the bloggers and all the media guys. And guess what? That means more money for bloggers and media people, and more stuff to talk about that the public will be able to, it'll be able to funnel down to everyone. You know what I'm saying? More so than it is now. And like you said, I'm pretty sure everyone who's complaining got a Netflix account, a Hulu account, got ESPN, they got TNT, ain't got no problem paying all these other people the money. But the second 3 black brothers get together and say, yo, let's take charge of what we got, because if Google decides that they don't want our content on here anymore and kicks us off, or if they want us to censor our material the way we're putting it out, if we can't monetize the way that we want to, why shouldn't we take charge of what we're doing of this culture, which is still predominantly black owned? Like, why is that a problem? Like, why is that an issue? People just want free URL battles on YouTube, and I'm sorry, man. This is a different day and age. Everything is about micro exchanges now. France, do you know that in new cars now, if you want massage seats, you can pay monthly for massage seats? Like, it's already in your car. They have to unlock it. You know what I'm saying? So all these things are micro transactions that are happening. All right. So this is where the world is going. You don't think it makes sense for this platform to say, no, we're going to keep our content, make the money, and give you more material for $8 a month? I see, media people get Patreon. You know what I'm saying? They have all these things, which no one's mad at. Do your thing. If people want to pay you $5 a month, $20 a month for your content, why shouldn't they? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's just a little, when I hear that, it just makes me go, why do we do this to ourselves? It's only us. that does this to ourselves. No one's complaining about paying for all these other subscriptions that they got that they probably don't watch as much as they do this. What's the problem?
Yeah, and I do want to clarify too, like, because I do see Vlad recap a lot of other battles that are on YouTube, so it wasn't necessarily him. I'm just talking to the fans that want YouTube drop so bad, and it's just like, well, the entire culture still lives there, and you guys don't talk about any of those battles. In fact, like, salute to Snake Eyez and Bad News. We'll get to that in a bit. That was on YouTube, and my whole timeline is Slade Roc. Oh my god, da, 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 emojis for the battle. You know what kind of emojis, and then Twork and SIkh. Like, that's my timeline, and it's like, all right, so how big is the tool as opposed to the platforms that you guys want the content from? And pay close attention. All the leagues that are still using YouTube, King of the Dot, RBE, Chrome 23, The Riot, GTX, Queen of the Ring, Bullpen. You know, they all have done 6 events or less this year, Vlad?
How many is
iBattle and URL, the only 2 leagues with an application, because I don't know why iBattle gets left out of this. I get it. People don't watch iBattle, but they
as much as URL.
Thank you. They don't watch iBattle as much as URL. So I get it, but they both follow the same business model as let me monetize my niche audience to create this cash flow and an economy for my artists on this league. And they both put on over 30 events this year.
Hello.
Like it like, come on, guys. It makes sense. And thank you for the cleanup. Salute to iBattle. Love iBattle.
Yes. That's our guys over there. Hey, listen, man, 2 + 2 = phone them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes sense. Like, we're not going backwards in this thing anymore. Like, it doesn't make you want battles? You want URL battles? You love who's on URL? Pay the bucks so these people can make more money. The battlers are making more money than they've ever made. We're getting more content than we've ever gotten. What is the problem? You guys watch the NBA all the time. I never hear anyone, I've never seen on the timeline someone complain about having to pay for ESPN or TNT. You can wait and watch battles on ABC if you want to. Not battles, I'm sorry, basketball games on ABC. But guess what? The ones you get on ABC, you're going to want to watch those games because there was a highlighted games, of the week and stuff like that. And yes, you do get the finals on ABC. But friends, you and I both have NBA League Pass. Why do we have NBA League Pass?
I have League Pass with a Fire Stick.
Listen, man, we got the NBA League Pass because we're also basketball degenerates, and we're willing to pay for that to see everything that's happening from the league we love the most. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my little 2 cents on that, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that out because I also see that same level of like disdain and rejection to support the Black-owned business with Coastal Rain as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the last thing I do want to say is that everyone's always saying, "Oh, battle rap is not on YouTube. Battle rap needs to come back on YouTube." What are you talking about? There's only 2 leagues that have an app. Everyone else is on YouTube. So what needs to come back on YouTube? Thank you. All right. You just
look. I feel like we're beating the dead horse with this at this point, right? Because logical arguments don't work in this culture, right? People don't want to listen to logic. But again, I do agree with one part. I wish the battlers on URL had access to promote their battles. That I have to agree with 100%. Like,
no, absolutely. Yeah, they need to come to the table and figure that out. Like, how can we be able to utilize, our hard work and talent to be able to promote it?
Don't put it on JB. JB's busy enough. If it's Derez, if it's somebody else that's able to facilitate, a promotional clip to these guys that they want for their battle, do that, because that's only going to lead to more exposure of the app. Obviously, that's
absolutely.
So help them help you. You know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. I'm definitely down for that. Like, that definitely makes a whole lot of sense. And yes, people need to be able to promote their battles. One hand washes the other, and they both wash the face. So come to the table, figure that out, how you can promote that. You know what I'm saying? Make it happen.
And I'll close it with this. I don't like to do the blogger head title thing where it's like URL. I don't think all that. I don't think all that at all. But I will say that he is definitely powerful enough to cultivate his own independent ventures.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is that fair? Is that
No,
a fair
absolutely.
line?
You know, it's like when you have a rapper, they sign a Def Jam, they put out 4 or 5 fire albums. You know what I'm saying? After a while, you start going, huh? Wait a minute. I think I could take this show on the road myself. I think I can be an independent, artist and get more bread and make the moves I want to and not have to worry about, a contract or when things are, you take full control of your career. You have full autonomy. There's a lot that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? As a just regular rapper, like running a label and being successful by yourself is definitely a lot of hard work. But, a lot of people have transitioned and have done it. So we're going to see what happens from here on out, man. It's going to be interesting.
That we will, my friend. That we will. So we'll see what happens. The aftermath of Eazy and Hitman. That's something to look out for as well.
Yes,
What a
sir.
mega match to start the year. Salute to that. I enjoy parody and battle rap. I ain't got no problem with it because we care about battles, none of the politics around it at all.
Right. Yeah,
So
man.
back to YouTube, I guess. We did get a YouTube drop yesterday. We did get
And
Snake Eyez
Hitman.
versus
Yeah.
Bad News, Bags and Bodies. Obviously, we seen episode 3 of Rattling the Snake on Bags and Bodies, where Snake Eyez and Bad News' controversy was kind of like detailed, and the battle dropped. The battle was shown in the premiere video in the theaters and in the premiere episode. So they showed like a round, didn't show the full 3 rounds. Yeah. And the battle was really good. It's actually a really, really good Snake Eyez.
It's a
and
fire
really,
battle, man.
It's a super fire battle. Like
fire battle.
Yeah. I don't know what it was about Bags and Bodies. They just like really brought out the best of a lot of those guys out there.
It's like going to a training camp for rappers. And all you're there to do is rap and learn how to rap better. And you're around rappers rapping all day. I know that's very redundant, but it's gonna bring out the best competition because you're on camera all the time and you know that there's money behind this and you're learning from one of the best in Hitman Holla. So it's given us really dynamic battles. It's given us performances that we may not have been accustomed to seeing from certain folks, and it's really been a gem and a net positive. We've watched every episode, we've done a recap, and like you said, episode 3, there was a lot that happened there. Snake Eyez was drunk as a skunk, by his admittance, verbally aggressive and abusive to Rock Lee. You know what I'm saying? Things that I wouldn't want some dude saying to my daughter. You know what I mean? Something that I don't think he would want someone saying to any of his family members. He apologized for it. You know what I'm saying? He took accountability for that. And obviously there's been a fallout on it since the episode has dropped. Rock Lee has gone online and said her side and how it made her feel and how she was triggered and didn't feel like she wanted to speak about it at that point in time. And that's, there's no time limit on how someone feels about something. You know what I mean? Obviously all of that, with Snake Eyez being belligerent, the belligerent turns to Bad News, physical altercation ensues. Hitman Holla now has to make a decision, and instead of just sending them home just for the fight, hey man, we got a show to run, baby. Y'all gonna have to battle this out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to stick around. But obviously he asked everyone if they're cool with Snake staying in the house. Everyone said yes, no one said no. So what's the best way to figure this out? You guys already fought. We don't want you to fight again. Let's battle it out. See who's the best man with the best pen.
Intense battle.
Intense.
So intense that like Newz probably got the first round. That's the clearest round, and the other 2 was super competitive. That you could very easily say Snake Eyez won the battle. A lot of people at LTBR has watched it, thought Snake Eyez won the battle, but they damn near when they were deliberating. If you watch at the end, Hitman's like, it's close. We can't pick. We got to pick whichever round was the closest. Or Newz did rebuttals. Like they were finding the most narrowest margins of victory available for Snake because it was just that competitive. And I can imagine watching a battle that competitive once and having to make a verdict that decides whether stays or leaves.
Yeah, watching something like that in person. All right. First of all, let's just talk about the battle.
360
Fire.
shot, amazing battle.
360 shot outside. Looked them. You know what I was
Loved
thinking to
it.
myself? I'm like, there's probably no neighbors around because if I live next door to that, oh
Yeah.
hell no, man! Like this is I can imagine whoever lived next door to that. Like this is not going down. I'm surprised the cops ain't show up. But I mean, it looked amazing, shot well, and the material from both gentlemen was off the hook. Obviously, yes, the first round, Bad News took off on Snake Eyez. I was like, oh, Snake might be in trouble here. You know what I mean? And in the second round, Snake just started going crazy. Like he went dumb, he went stupid, and Bad News matched it. You know what I'm saying? Third round, same thing. Snake went crazy, and Bad News was matching it. Like even if you have Snake edging those rounds, it's still there's still the first round where it's like, all right, this was a clear separation in round one. You know what I mean? But there's nothing for Snake Eyez to hold his head down about in this battle.
Not at
And
all.
we've seen like with the Twork battle, like this is his kind of environment. This is where he's shining the most. Like these type of high pressure battle, you're on the concrete, you got the pit style, you're able to do what you're doing, you know what I mean? And I gotta say, like Snake, his punches were dope. Like he stepped up the punches. The delivery was smooth. He didn't stop. It wasn't choppy or anything like that. I felt like what probably edged it was that Newz being direct about everything that happened. And we know that this is a machismo, world that battle rap is. But Newz also had fire bars and fire punches too. It's not all like, oh, I got the best of Snake Eyez in this fight. And he kept saying he took his chain. I didn't see that in the footage or whatever, but everyone in the house is like, you had to be there and blah, blah, blah. So, okay. So when you have that going on and you have like a guy who had the upper hand in the fight and, saying you had to go to Holla to get you, like those personal things coupled with punches, with all of those personals, is going to help give someone the advantage to win the battle. Real talk along with punches to me, will always give you the advantage as long as your punches are fired and you're just not saying what happened, But I don't want this to get lost. Snake Eyez was fire in rounds 2 and 3.
Yes.
Like this was a battle that you can go back and watch a few more times and deliberate on it. So, both gentlemen left, what I'm saying, shook hands, and more importantly, they got past this situation and they can both be in the same environment and be cool, and it ain't, nothing after that. Like handled it like gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, compounded with
crazy
everything that
intense
happened,
battle, dog.
compounded with everything that happened this past week, obviously makes it a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
So we didn't really talk much about the situation because we keep it within the lines, man. We keep it within the performances.
The only reason I brought it up is because this is
it's in the
battle. That's what they said.
Yeah,
I didn't say, hey, someone hit me up and told me this. This is in the battle.
I had a stream Saturday talking about Snake Eyez and Rock, and I pretty much said it. I wished this battle happened earlier, where I knew it wouldn't be so angle heavy or controversy heavy, because I just like the bars. So when the controversy bleeds into the battle, I have to now talk about it because it's in the material and the content. So it obviously resonated a bit more with everything that's happened this past week. We didn't really take a stance, but I do want to just say that I wish the women in the culture could always feel safe and never feel victim blamed when they want to talk about things that happened to them and share their experiences. But ultimately, still a really good battle for Snake, if I'm just going to talk about the battle in itself. Yeah. And he's got a big assignment in about 3 days, Vlad.
Oh, man. Oh, it's going to be Tay Roc versus Snake. These guys got a history already with one another. The whole thing with Dot Mob, Cave Gang, and obviously time has gone by. Tay Roc was in the building. They've spoken. Ain't no behind the scenes drama for real, between these two gentlemen. But now we got Rock, the barometer of the streets. You know what I'm saying? And now we got Snake coming off of this controversy. This gives Rock another chance to see, Will I do the angle? Can I nail this angle better? You know what I'm saying? This go round, and the Snake has to weather this storm. This is just something. This is just an angle that's gonna follow you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're gonna have to get really creative. You know what I'm saying? You've got angles that you can use at Rock also. So, you know what I mean? Both guys got ammunition. It's just yours is a little bit more fresh. You know what I'm saying? And if spun the right way, you know, it might sting a little bit more in the moment, but ultimately, when the playback happens, people are still going to have to listen to the bars. So, got to focus on that and make sure that you bring the best material, because it's a big opportunity, man. This is still Tay Roc. You know what I'm saying? This is the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like, man.
The thing that just makes me, the thing that makes me queasy about this battle is Swave. Trevor had a quote on Hip Hop Is Real, where he said Tay Roc's got more exposing to do. He's going to have a field day with the information he has. And if I was him, I would be crafting the casket now. So it's like, wait, there's more than what just happened. He's giving Tay Roc his information, man.
Yeah, I did see Tay Roc was like, this stuff just keeps falling in my lap. How did it get
coming to my desk? Like, it's like, oh man, tell him, bro, tell him you're busy. Take a meeting. Tell him I can't review this folder. I'm out in a meeting right now. I'm in the
put your desk in the other corner, like, so it doesn't fall on your desk anymore.
Take some days off the office, like.
Oh man, listen, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm here for the raps. You know what I'm saying? Whatever is said in them, we'll talk about it. We'll cover it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hoping that, well, I'm just hoping ain't nothing new, man. You know what I mean? But all in all, at the end of the day, this is battle rap. It seems like, besides Adi Boom, other people, like, you can fight through whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a couple of guys in Europe who did some real skanky things, like they got kicked out of the culture too. Salute to the boys over in Europe for getting rid of those guys, you know what I mean? But, you know, obviously, you know, Snake is gonna punch through this and he's gonna continue to be around. So, you know, not that he shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Let me put that out there, because I wasn't there. I don't know exactly 100% what happened and to the extent of what happened and, you know, whatever. But this is going to be a battle. Now, Snake, what you did versus Bad Newz, what you did versus Twork, if this is a similar type of environment, mimic, do that. Bring that level of intensity, bring that level of bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, work on whatever you need to work on. You know what I'm saying? Get together with Tone. You know what I'm saying? Formulate a game plan. You know what I'm saying? And execute, because you have a grand opportunity right here to knock one out the park. So I'm gonna be waiting to see this battle, man. See what the hell transpires, man.
I'll be in the building.
You know, I'm gonna be hitting you up, boy. Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah. I'm not excited, man. I'm just gonna say it straight out. I'm just not excited, man. Like, I don't know what Tay Roc has up his sleeve. I don't know what this is. Like,
I don't know, man.
No more angles after this, Rock, please.
Retire, yeah, man. Pass it on to someone else next time, man.
Yeah,
like, you don't need this kind of drama and stress in your life.
It's like I almost spin the block and do it again.
Yeah, like listen, man. Listen, oh my gosh,
yo,
Snake Eyez had a rough holiday season.
Hold on. Be in the middle of the Slade battle and the Snake battle in a span of 30 days.
That's nuts.
That can't be okay for the mind, right? Like, you have to be.
Hell no, dog. Like, he's got to be trained, yo. Like, this
got to be tired.
Like, he just wants to rap about guns, and like people keep dropping this stuff on his. He just wants to do his multis and his guns, and now they're giving him this crap to rap about, and he has to decide what he's gonna do with this, man. Like, I don't know, man. For my sake, I just hope that we get some bars. Let's keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's make this a dope, entertaining battle with replay value, because the Slade battle ain't got no replay value. Like, I'm not. No. The only people watching it again are people who's just looking to further their cause for whatever side they're on. You know what I'm saying? To pick and pluck out every single morsel from this battle, whatever. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you guys want a battle with replay value. That's what I'm expecting. Figure it out, deliver the content. Let's get to it, man.
Oh boy, one more transaction for the end of the year, Vlad. I will be there in a few days.
Oh man,
reporting live.
I do not envy you, man.
I don't envy me neither.
But the people who tuned in to this show, Let's Talk Battle Rap Podcast, they will want to know exactly what's going on, and they are going to be clamoring to your every tweet and every word on the 29th. So, salute to everyone. And, as the year is closing out, we still got, I want to salute everyone from all the countries all around the world, US, UK, India, Philippines, Puerto Rico, like Mexico, all of our South Africa, Ireland, all of our supporters all around the world. Man, let's say we do this for y'all, man. And I'm just grateful that we get to do this because, some people lose their voices, some people paralyzed, some people just demoralized and just don't have the energy to do anything like this. But France and I get to record every Monday and drop this battle rap content for y'all, and y'all seem to enjoy it and like it. So then we enjoy bringing this content to y'all, man. So log on to letstalkbattlerap.com, support your boys, and we'll see y'all next week, man, with Francis in the building review of the outside events from URL and all the other shenanigans that will be going down in the world of battle rap. So until next Monday, you people be good, and we will see you then. Peace.